I'm just thinking, my Lord, since Advocate Nxumalo still has to...
let's not talk about somebody else.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay, let's start.
My Lord, firstly, I must state that I will be making my submissions from the bar. I did not get an opportunity to prepare my heads of arguments.
No, fine.
And secondly, my Lord, I wish the court to take into account that the state has referred in its heads of arguments to relevant portion of the transcribed records. I did not visit the portions of the transcribed records due to the limited time, as well as to go through the decided cases referred thereto. My Lord, this is the state is bringing this application to recall Lieutenant Colonel Steyn. His evidence in chief and cross-examination have already been concluded on the 1st of August 2023. The state, my Lord, says that the two reasons that they are intending to recall Lieutenant Colonel Steyn is to clarify the two aspects which appear on pages 23, 26, and 27 of his affidavit, which is Exhibit 01, and paragraph 9 of Ms. Withilingham's affidavit dated the 16th of May 2024, which is Exhibit JJ1. From the beginning, I think it is important, my Lord, to mention that there is no reason for the state to recall Lieutenant Colonel Steyn. The issues that the state wished to clarify, they can be canvassed during the arguments by the state and the defense at the closure of this case, and for the court to rule or adjudicate on such issues. I must further mention, my Lord, that there is no provisions in the CPA, that is the Criminal Procedure Act, which sends us this procedure that the state wished to embark on. In his affidavit, Lieutenant Colonel Steyn, his affidavit dated the 9th of April 2020, he states the following, and I quote: "On the 9th of April 2020, at about 10, I received a CD, Section 205 and cell phone downloads from the investigation officer Brigadier Geninda with information about the following targets," and then he went on to mention the targets that he was focusing on. The focus point, my Lord, what is relevant for this application according to the state is the transactions of the 2nd of August 2014 at 22 hours 40 minutes 47 seconds, and on the 15th of October 2014 at 1700 hours 33 minutes 57 seconds. At page 23 of Colonel Steyn, he says the following: and I quote, "The links from Kelly Kumalo 2782704438 from 2773305920 Fisokuhle Ntuli at Nkani 5 in brackets. There's a table there which details the two transactions. But what is of importance and of sharp focus in this application is the other party, which is different from the other party that Ms. Vitilingam told this court about. Colonel Steyn says the other party's number is the number 27733059202, which the number he attributes to accused number 5, which made a call to the number ending 358, the number which is attributable to Ms. Kelly Kumar. The very same number ending 202 made 2 transactions on 2 different dates, which is the 2nd of August 2014 and the 15th of October 2014. By this, the suggestion that has been made by the state for everyone to see is that accused number 5 and Ms. Kelly Khumalo are the masterminders who were masterminding the commission of this offense. To an extent that accused number 5, Mr. Ntuli, he procured the services of the other accused in the commission of the murder. What then brings this into sharp focus, my lord, is the affidavit of Ms. Pinky Vitilingam, which came up with a totally different picture about the other party that I have referred to earlier, the other party which is contained in the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Steyn. Maybe to stretch this again, my lord, I wish to refer the court to page 34 of the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Steyn. Lieutenant Colonel Steyn, my lord, attributes in the layman's term the number 278345713330. That is the number which made a call to Ms. Kelly Khumalo on the 2nd of August 2014 as at 2200 hours 40 minutes 47 seconds as the number belonging to or attributable to Mr. Arthur Mofokate. So in layman's term, or in simple terms, it means that on the 2nd of August 2014 at 2200 hours 40 minutes 47 seconds, Mr. Mofokate made a call to Ms. Kelly Khumalo and not accused number 5, as it was detailed in the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Steyn. On the 15th of October 2014, at 1700 hours 33 minutes 57 seconds, Ms. Pinky Vitilingam considered that the number 27714379551, that was the number which belonged to the deceased, which made a call to Ms. Kelly Khumalo on the 15th of October 2014. As I've indicated, my lord, that the 2 transactions are what brings this application into sharp focus. And it raises an attempt by the state to bring the administration of justice into disrepute, in the sense that the evidence is on record. There is no need for the state to recall Colonel Steyn. The state and the defense can argue on these issues and for the court to adjudicate on in its own judgment at the end or at the closure of the case for the state and the defense. I also wish to re-emphasize the submission which had been made by my colleague, Advocate Mnisi, that from the beginning, when the indictment was drafted, the state was supposed to be in possession of all the documents, that is the Section 205 records, in order for the state to make an informed decision. Other than when we are faced with this situation, a witness has to be recalled in order to testify. That is the danger, my lord, of the piecemeal approach in the presentation of the state case and in the manner in which the state has provided the further particulars, day in, day out, further particulars being provided to the defense. The provisions of Section 35, subsection 3 of the Constitution, one is attempted to mention the provisions of Section 35(3), subsection small letter b in bracket and I in bracket of the Constitution, which provides the following, and I quote: "Every accused person has a right to a fair trial, which includes the right, small letter b in bracket, to have adequate time and facilities to prepare for a defense, small letter I in bracket, to adduce and challenge evidence." Sorry, my lord, may I just go through the provisions of the Constitution verbatim. Small letter I in brackets, that is Section 35, subsection 3, small letter I in bracket. Every accused person has a right to a fair trial, which includes the right to adduce and challenge evidence. The court is well aware, my lord, that we have gone past the stage. The accused have, through their defense counsel, obviously cross-examined the witness, Colonel Steyn, and prefer the defense. I submit, my lord, that when one has to go through the very same exercise of cross-examining the witness, in the instance where the witness had initially been cross-examined by the defense, that will bring the whole exercise into disrepute. It is my submission further, my lord, that the recalling of Colonel Steyn will render the whole trial unfair and detrimental to the accused person. The application by the defense, by the state, I submit, it is a devoid application which has no merit. I will then, my lord, go through the paragraphs of the state's heads of argument with an attempt to reply thereon. Paragraph 1.4 of the state's heads of arguments, towards the last end, it says the following, and I quote: "This is a serious allegation that must be investigated. The allegation ought to be put to Lieutenant Colonel Steyn, and he be given an opportunity to comment," close quotation. In this regard, as I have indicated, my lord, that there is no need for Lieutenant Colonel Steyn to be recalled in this regard, as such issues can be ventilated during the arguments by the state and the defense, and for the court later to adjudicate on. It's page 3 of the state's heads of arguments. I'll quote from the paragraph which reads as follows, and I quote: "You testified that you used the information derived from the investigating team, as well as your own searches, can you just clarify the court as to what those searches entailed? Mr. Steyn, I took the SAP, I mean section 205. I can show that to the court. This is the way we receive it from the service provider. Close quotation. In this regard, my lord, I must mention that whenever Colonel Steyn was asked about the section 205 records, he will tell or respond in a manner that suggests that he received the section 205 records from the investigation team, and he will not proffer any explanation about how such section 205 records was procured. I must mention in this regard, my lord, that Brigadier Kininda has still to be called to testify in this regard. And he is a person to clarify this. That is the record that Lieutenant Colonel Steyn worked on the 9th of April 2020. As he says, he received the section 205 records from the investigation officer, Brigadier Kininda. It is my submission, my lord, that the application by the state is devoid of any substance, and it tends to be dismissed. That is all, my lord. Thank you.
Okay. What's your time there, Mr. Louis?
1305, my lord.
1305.
Yes.
Okay, yes, Mr. Nxumalo.
Which is
My lord.
to
Yeah, they'll wait up first. His lunch is not 2 hours, sir.
I'm sorry.
1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour.
Yeah. You can continue.
My lord, I need a break to print out the case law that I want to refer this court to.
To print it out.
Yes.
Okay.